Garth Astro presents the Astrology of Reddit titles, where I astrologically deconstruct title descriptions that I read on astrology subreddits. So this series is an ongoing explication of my saying that the astrology is all around us all the time, and that we need to be in a constant act of translation so that we can be gleaning what the astrological indicators kind of are. And so I started using these titles to basically give me an idea of that, to basically kind of practice that. And so I would notice that the titles would usually show exactly what was kind of going on in the chart. And so this chart is no exception, or this title is no exception. So the first thing that clued me in was, I find it hard to get over my own pride. The sun rules pride. And so that was the very first thing I thought when I looked at this, and sure enough, Leo is rising. Then she writes, in order to move forward. So I want to get over my pride, and in order to move forward. And I thought, not moving forward, that sounds like a fixed sign, or that sounds like Saturn, right? Because Saturn is the obstacle, Saturn is the standstill. Sure enough, Leo is a fixed sign. And then when we go to find the sun is in Aries at 18 degrees, in conjunction to Saturn at 22 degrees. They're both in Aries. So Aries is the exaltation of the sun. So think about that. Exaltation, when a planet is exalted, they would generally have kind of they might have what's the word I'm looking for? They might have an exalted idea of themselves. They might have an inflated idea of themselves. They might be up their own ass, right? They might be into themselves a little bit more than they should be. And with Saturn there, this will be a very stern person. So this person might seem very arrogant and prideful, and also very stern and judgmental. So those are the two things. So already we've got the word choices kind of showing us what's going on in the chart. She mentions over and over again, move forward. Any indication of forward movement. The forward movement actually is Aries itself, right? Aries is the very first sign, and Aries represents the initiation of action, initiation into life, that push into action, that push forward and into prominence, so to speak. So here we have the Saturn there, and of course Saturn, that's not a sign that Aries is not a sign that Saturn likes. So that already kind of ends up creating a problem, and it especially creates a problem with relationships, because Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius, and Aquarius is the 7th house, which represents interpersonal relationships. Saturn is being combusted by the sun. Not only are the sun and Saturn in conjunction, the sun is combusting Saturn, which would mean that the houses ruled by Saturn would not be going very well. The same thing would happen for the 6th house. So the 6th house and the 7th house, neither of those houses would be able to kind of work very well, especially because Saturn is in Aries, which is the sign of his fall, and he's also being combusted by the sun. So this person has problems with relationships. This person has problems with interpersonal relationships and with friendship relationships, because Mercury is also being combusted by the sun. Mercury rules the 11th house. I think the Mercury is also part of the problem, because Mercury rules the tongue and the hands, and so this person might be very hot-headed and sharp-tongued, right? So hot-head, sharp tongue, quick to say what they think is wrong or right. Look at the moon in Virgo. Virgo is highly critical, so this person would be stern. This person would be judgmental. This person might be quick to criticize. Okay? So that is how you astrologically deconstruct a Reddit title. Thanks so much for joining, and join me for the next one.